Headlines of VTV News. National Assembly mulls over draft law on citizen identification. Construction of Longang International Airport accelerated. And later on in our world news, scaling up Gaza aid effort faces challenges.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello there, this is VTV News coming live to you from Hanoi. You're with me, Lina Pham, and here's the top news of the hour. National Assembly deputies on Wednesday touched upon a number of debatable contents related to the draft law on citizen identification. More to follow.
The Citizen Identification Law will change its name to the Law on Identification. The Citizen Identification Card will also be called Identification Card. These changes aim to include both Vietnamese nationals and people of Vietnamese origin residing in the country. Additionally, National Assembly deputies suggested that the authority of the identity management agencies should be reconsidered.
The draft law stipulates that identification management agencies of the Ministry of Public Security at the provincial or district levels can issue identification cards. However, according to the bill, this authority belongs to the heads of the ministry. Therefore, the drafting agency should reconsider this.
In my opinion, the head of the provincial police should be in charge of this task. Many citizens have complained that it's too time-consuming to have their identity cards to be issued. Even I myself renewed my identity card and have not received it for 2 months now. Meanwhile, the time limit for the issuance of citizen ID cards is supposed to be 7 days. I don't think this regulation is possible because there are too many procedures.
Also during the discussion session, the Minister of Public Security answered some deputies' concerns about the risk of being tracked with chip-based identification cards.
Ministry of Public Security affirmed that chip-based identification cards with QR codes do not incorporate a tracking feature. So, there is no risk of being tracked. Neither the Ministry of Public Security nor any other agency can track card holder locations.
The Minister of Public Security emphasized that the ministry is responsible for ensuring security and safety for all citizens and will make further efforts to absorb opinions and explain issues proposed by the deputies to complete the draft law before submitting it to the National Assembly for approval.
State President Võ Văn Thưởng has signed a decision approving the agreement on mutual legal assistance in criminal matters between the Socialist Republic of Vietnam and the Republic of Argentina at the request of the government. The agreement on mutual legal assistance in criminal matters between Vietnam and Argentina will contribute to enhancing the comprehensive cooperation between the two countries, thereby having a positive impact on multiple fields. This serves as a direct, complete, an important legal basis for law enforcement agencies to coordinate investigations, collect evidence, and conduct procedural proceedings to comprehensively resolve criminal cases. The agreement helps improve the effectiveness of combating crime and protects the legitimate rights and interests of each country's citizens. Vietnam and Thailand target $25 billion in trade turnover, removing trade barriers and facilitating goods transport between the two countries. The topic was discussed at talks between Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính and Thai Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister Pham Padilla Nukara during the latter's official visit to Vietnam on Wednesday. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính expressed his pleasure as the strategic partnership is strengthened, especially through high-level delegation exchanges and bilateral cooperation mechanisms. He also extended an invitation to the Thai Prime Minister to pay an official visit to Vietnam and co-chair the 4th Vietnam-Thailand Joint Cabinet meeting in 2024. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính met with Minister of Foreign Affairs of Lithuania, Gabrielius Landsbergis, in Hanoi on October the 25th. The Vietnamese leader highlighted the first foreign minister level visit between the two countries since they established diplomatic ties in 1992 and expressed his belief that it will be a milestone contributing to promoting the bilateral relations in various fields. On his side, Landsbergis noted his impressions on socio-economic achievement Vietnam has recorded recently and affirmed that Lithuania wishes to boost cooperation with Vietnam, its priority partner in Southeast Asia. The two sides agreed on the need to beef up collaboration at multilateral forums and international organizations, and the importance of resolving disputes by peaceful measures in line with international law, especially the United Nations Charter. Foreign Minister Bùi Thanh Sơn on October the 25th held talks with his Lithuanian counterpart Gabrielius Landsbergis, who is in Hanoi for an official visit to Vietnam and attendance at the OECD Southeast Asia Ministerial Forum. The two ministers talked about the situation of each country and cooperative relationship between the two countries. Regarding economics and trade cooperation, the two sides agreed to further boost cooperation in potential fields such as farm produce processing to diversify supply chains of both countries. The two ministers also agreed to promote cooperation in high technology, information technology, education and training, agriculture, and culture and tourism. After the talks, they signed a cooperation agreement between the two foreign ministries. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính received a chairman of John Swine and Sons Limited, Guy Bradley, in Hanoi on Tuesday, welcoming the UK-headquartered firm's continuous expansion of investment and business activities in Vietnam. He called on the over 200-year Swine Group to continue expanding its operations in such sectors as aviation, trade and industry, logistics, real estate, healthcare, and the production, distribution and retail network in Vietnam, develop human resources, and consider cooperating with local universities and vocational schools. Swire Group has operated in Vietnam since 1988. The group is highly committed to Vietnam and will keep expanding its investments to contribute more to local socio-economic development. Coming up next, construction of Longang International Airport accelerated. And Vietnam ramps up data center construction. Welcoming back to VTV News. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính has recently issued an official telegram to develop a safe, resistant and sustainable real estate market. The Prime Minister requested the Minister of Construction to coordinate with the National Assembly committees to complete the draft revised law on housing and the draft revised law on real estate business and submit them to the National Assembly for approval. In addition, the ministry was asked to accelerate an investment project to build at least 1 million social housing apartments. The Prime Minister assigned the Governor of the State Bank to simplify administrative procedures and direct commercial banks to promote real estate credit lending. The Prime Minister also asked the State Bank to speed up the deployment of a $5 billion credit package for social housing development. Furthermore, the government had urged the Minister of Natural Resources and Environment to supplement Decree 44 and stipulate land valuation methods in October. Longang International Airport has been listed among the world's 16 most exciting airport projects, according to CNN Travel. The airport is also considered a key national project whose construction progress needs to be accelerated. Up to this point, the progress has fallen behind due to obstacles regarding land acquisition, compensation, and resettlement. As such, authorities and relevant agencies are making great efforts to ensure the project's scheduled pace.
Although these families are awaiting resettlement, they have handed over all 15,000 square meters of land within the Longang Airport project.
We're willing to hand over land to the project. We hope to soon enter the resettlement area to stabilize our lives.
The construction of Longang Airport requires the reclamation of about 5,000 hectares of land, involving nearly 4,200 households. However, only 54% of connecting routes have been cleared, equivalent to around 300 households awaiting resettlement. According to government's resolution number 53/2017, land acquisition, compensation, support and resettlement of the airport must be made at once and completed before 2021. However, the prolonged site clearance progress has made the funds impossible to disburse. In addition, there's no plan for resettlement of households along the two connecting routes.
The approval of the policy to extend the project will speed up the investment progress in the remaining infrastructure and pay the province's advance payment for compensation.
The site clearance work has basically been completed. 2,533 hectares have been handed over to the investor, the Vietnam Airport Corporation. The Ministry of Transport is determined to direct relevant units, both airport corporations and other agencies, to focus on implementing the project following the schedule.
According to the latest report of the Ministry of Transport, the main projects of Longang Airport, the runways and taxiways are following schedule and can be completed in 2025. Meanwhile, the passenger terminal is expected to be completed in November 2026.
Phuc is seeing an influx of tourists from Kazakhstan and Russia coming by charter flights, while South Korean carriers are preparing to start direct flights to the island. Provincial authorities are working with relevant agencies to boost tourism promotion campaigns in the Russian market and Russian-speaking countries in Central Asia. According to the plan, there will be 6 flights per week, bringing about Kazakhstan passengers on each flight. During the 4-day National Day holidays, Phuc received a meager 19,000 visitors, down 40% from last year. The construction of digital infrastructure, including data storage facilities, is set as one of the country's top priorities to promote digital transformation, and Vietnam is considered as an emerging market for data centers, in which the market size is expected to reach about $1.5 billion by 2026. And as such, Vietnam is witnessing an increased number of businesses, especially domestic companies, invest in building data centers.
With a scale of more than 2,000 server cabinets, this data center can store, manage, and process a huge amount of data following the highest level of security and safety standards. Adopting modern technology, VNFP-IDC-Ho Alac provides a comprehensive digital infrastructure ecosystem to meet all business needs.
VNPT will continue to invest in large data centers so that Vietnam and international businesses can digitize all their applications into digital and cloud infrastructure. We hope to contribute to the national digital transformation process and bring Vietnam into a regional digital hub in 2025 to 2030.
The recent operation of a number of international standard data centers by large corporations is expected to promote digital infrastructure in the country. This will provide infrastructure to carry out business data processing activities in Vietnam, following the government's decree. Many domestic data centers have succeeded in attracting businesses to transfer their data from foreign providers, thanks to the advantages of reasonable costs and quick customer support.
Data centers and cloud computing run and operated by domestic enterprises will help to ensure the safe and stable development of the digital economy, digital society, and digital government.
in the country's orientation to digital economy development. Vietnam aims to have 100% of government agencies and 70% of businesses using cloud computing provided by domestic enterprises by 2025. This goal is expected to further attract more domestic businesses to invest in the field of data centers and cloud computing.
In recent years, the party and state have paid special attention to providing adequate information for ethnic groups to increase their awareness and academic talents. To change ethnic people's mindset and work methods, officials in a number of localities have been developing close relationships with people in order to listen to their opinions and strengthen their trust in the party and state's policies. Our report in Gala, a border highland hamlet located in Bảo Lạc district, Cao Bằng province, has more on this.
Gala hamlet has 34 households, all of Dao ethnicity. All of them are poor households. Among nearly 200 locals living there, only more than 20 people can read and write, including elementary school children.
If people want to escape poverty, they must be literate and knowledgeable. Every 2 or 3 times a month, I will read new issues of newspapers. Then, I'll choose some suitable articles to explain those to the people in Dao ethnic language.
Although we don't know how to read, we like to listen to the official reading newspapers. We love to gain more information related to raising livestock and farming.
Due to the lack of telecommunications networks, the communal committee issues free newspapers to the people every month. The roles of the hamlet head and party cell secretary are crucial in help people access information more promptly.
In addition to reading newspapers for the people, the local authority also holds regular dissemination meetings and workshops to listen to people's opinions and help them seek solutions for a better quality of life.
Each year, we organize 2 working trips to exchange with local voters, listen to their opinions and comprehend aspirations of the people. In addition, every quarter, working groups of departments and branches meet people to help them better understand the party's policies.
Listening to people's opinions, making the people believe in policies are no longer merely slogans. These mottos have turned into practical actions through dissemination meetings and direct exchange between officials and people.
During the rainy season in central Vietnam, prolonged heavy rains often lead to severe floods. As a result, local farmers experience significant crop damage. To support agricultural production, authorities have assisted farmers in adopting new farming methods such as breeding new varieties of animals and plants. A report from Hà Tĩnh province.
Several years ago, this area was a large rice field. However, during the rainy season, it was submerged and destroyed by flooding. Since men switched from crop farming to shrimp farming, the landscape of this land has changed.
I have adopted effective shrimp farming techniques. I am able to earn more than 20 times the profit I earned from growing rice.
Local farmers, driven by strong will and determination, have successfully transformed this area into arable land. Chives, once a humble homegrown plant, have now emerged as a profitable crop that farmers cultivate during the rainy season.
In the past, numerous local farmers abandoned their homes in rural areas. However, with the introduction of new farming models, they have been able to generate significant income from their crops and support a family of 4 or 5 people.
Local officers visited each household and convinced farmers to adopt new farming methods and sustainable practices to enhance agricultural productivity. For instance, farmers were instructed to utilize straw and grass as natural insect barriers for their crops.
The application of new farming techniques is dependent on environmental factors. Additionally, farmers are advised to cultivate high-yield and profitable crops.
Thanks to effective farming models, farmers in the central region have been able to maintain their livelihoods and earn a stable income for their families. By turning the impossible into the possible, farmers have transformed their lives.
The Khao Pagoda Autumn Festival 2023 opened on Tuesday in Thái Bình Province. The festival aims to commemorate the Zen master Dung Lo, the Lý dynasty, and those who made significant contributions to the Khao Pagoda's construction. The pagoda retains its original architectural features from the reign of Lê Trung Hưng in the 17th century, despite the passage of time. The pagoda is an attractive tourist destination in the northern delta region and a cultural symbol of Thái Bình Province. During this year's Khao Pagoda Festival, the organizers also showcase distinctive local one commune, one product items to visitors. Coming up next in our world news, scaling up Gaza aid effort faces challenges. And Cambodia's ruling party forms coalition with 27 political parties. As Israel's siege on Gaza continues, supplies of food, water, medicines, and fuel have been running critically low for the Strip's 2.3 million people. However, the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza is facing numerous obstacles, including political, security, and logistical challenges. More to follow.
20 trucks cross Rafah a day, the main exit and entry point for Gaza that does not border Israel. However, United Nations officials say 100 trucks are required daily to meet essential needs. With a trickle of aid flowing into the besieged Gaza Strip from Egypt, humanitarian staff and diplomats face a web of political, security, and logistical obstacles as they try to build up and sustain deliveries of relief.
I think the main challenge is to get food inside, and there are bottlenecks. What are exactly these bottlenecks? It's very unclear, but I think a lot of it is basically probably the inspection mechanism and the ability of the movement inside Gaza.
In addition to the shortage of food and medicine, airstrikes on Gaza continue. According to the health ministry in the Hamas-ruled coastal territory, Israeli airstrikes had killed more than 700 Palestinians overnight. This was the highest 24-hour death toll in Israel's 2-week-old siege. The Israel Defense Forces said it was preparing to implement a wide range of offensive operative plans on Gaza, though the starting day is still under consideration.
The Cambodian People's Party, or CPP, signed a cooperation and alliance agreement with 27 other political parties at the CPP's headquarters in Phnom Penh, capital city of Cambodia, on Wednesday. President of the Cambodian People's Party, Hun Sen, emphasized that the alliance aims to strengthen national unity, maintain political stability, security, and order, and sustainable socio-economic development. Under 8 points in the agreement, political parties commit to preserving peace, political stability, security, and social order, ensuring sustainable socio-economic development and improving people's lives, and joining hands to prevent and eliminate every form of extremist political acts in this Southeast Asian country. Cambodia currently has 45 legally recognized political parties. China's top parliament body has approved a 1 trillion yuan, equivalent to $137 billion sovereign bond issue. This move aims to support the economy's slow recovery after the pandemic. Funds raised from the new sovereign bonds will support the rebuilding of disaster-hit areas in the country and improve urban drainage prevention infrastructure. This fund aims to boost China's ability to withstand natural disasters. Apart from supporting localities, China also extended VAT exemptions and maintained low interest rates to help business recover. China's central bank continues to implement its policy tools towards further reducing the finance costs for businesses and the consumer credit costs for individuals. Due to low inflation rate and relatively high interest rates, experts believe China will likely further cut interest rates to pump out more money from now until 2024. Tens of thousands of Icelandic women went on a 24-hour strike on Tuesday over gender inequality, including the country's prime minister. The strike was called to protest gaps in pay compared to men and gender-based violence, as well as to highlight unpaid work such as childcare that often falls on women. Iceland's prime minister said that the fight for equality is moving too slowly in the island nation. According to the leader, it may take close to 300 years to achieve full gender equality in global scale. And as usual, before we come to the end of the news bulletin, let's take a look at how the weather looks like. And that's it for this edition of VTV News. I hope that you had a broad overview of the economic and political situation in Vietnam as well as in other countries in the world. We will see you again at 3 p.m. local time, also live from Hanoi, so tune in. And if you want to rewatch our program, you can download VTVgo from App Store or Google Play, or tune in our YouTube channel at youtube.com/VTV4go. Once again, thanks a lot and see you at 3 p.m. local time.